Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. So here we are, video number 28 now in my DVD collection. There is a playlist on my channel, you can follow along that way. But yeah, now we're on to the Criterion collection DVDs, and I will just show you the DVDs only. I'll save the Blu-rays for maybe showing a Blu-ray collection video at some later date. But before I get into this, a public safety warning. I know there's a lot of people out there who like to show their Criterion collection in spine number order only. I'm not going to be doing that. It's in alphabetical order. So viewer discretion advised. Have your sick bag at you ready. Here we go. Rainer Werner Fassbinder's Ali, Fear Eats the Soul. From Douglas Sirk, All That Heaven Allows. Fellini's Amarcord. Tarkovsky's Andrei Rublev. Hiroshi Teshigahara's Antonio Gaudi. And Michael Bay Essential, Armageddon. Superb movie from Jean-Pierre Melville, Army of Shadows. Robert Bresson's Au Hasard Balthazar. Yasujiro Ozu's An Autumn Afternoon. Antonioni's L'Avventura. Terrence Malick's Badlands. Jean-Luc Godard's Band of Outsiders, A Band Apart. W.C. Fields in The Bank Dick. Gillo Pontecorvo's magnificent The Battle of Algiers. Absolutely loved this one as a child. Jean Cocteau's Beauty and the Beast, La Belle et la Bête. Catherine Deneuve in Louis Buñuel's Belle de Jour. Satyajit Ray's The Big City. Powell and Pressburger's Black Narcissus. And Terry Gilliam's Brazil, the 3-disc edition. Jean-Luc Godard's A Bout de Souffle, Breathless. Broadcast News. Kon Ichikawa's The Burmese Harp. Stanley Donen's Charade. From Kevin Smith, Chasing Amy. And great documentary from Jean Rouch and Edgar Morin, Chronicle of a Summer. Orson Welles' Mr. Arkadin. Superb Mikhail Kalatozov's The Cranes Are Flying. Richard Linklater's Dazed and Confused. Guillermo del Toro's The Devil's Backbone. From Henri-Georges Clouzot, Diabolique. Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. And Fellini's 8½. Jean Moreau in Louis Malle's Elevator to the Gallows. And Georges Franju's Eyes Without a Face. Orson Welles' F for Fake. Carol Reed's The Fallen Idol with Ralph Richardson. Ingmar Bergman's Fanny and Alexander, great set. Terry Gilliam's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Kon Ichikawa's harrowing Fires on the Plain. Yasujiro Ozu's The Flavor of Green Tea Over Rice. Roberto Rossellini's The Flowers of St. Francis. François Truffaut's The 400 Blows. From René Clément, Les Jeux Interdits, Forbidden Games. And from Arthur Crabtree, Fiend Without a Face. From Peter Yates, Robert Mitchum in The Friends of Eddie Coyle. And great documentary from the Maysles brothers on the Rolling Stones, Gimme Shelter. Yasujiro Ozu's Good Morning. And number 1 in the Criterion collection, Jean Renoir's Grand Illusion. Gregory Peck in The Gunfighter, directed by Henry King. And Vincent Cassel in La Haine, directed by Mathieu Kassovitz. Laurence Olivier's Hamlet. And Richard Lester's film of the Beatles, A Hard Day's Night. From Ernst Lubitsch, Heaven Can Wait. And Michael Cimino's Western epic, Heaven's Gate. From Akira Kurosawa, The Hidden Fortress. And also from Kurosawa, High and Low. From Stephen Frears, Terence Stamp in The Hit. And a collection of experimental short films, A Hollis Frampton Odyssey. Documentary from Steve James, Hoop Dreams. Nobuhiko Obayashi's House, or Hauzu. And Masaki Kobayashi's The Human Condition. Akira Kurosawa's Aikiru. And Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love. Deborah Carr in The Innocents, directed by Jack Clayton. And Eric Skjoldbjørg's Insomnia, remade by Christopher Nolan. Chantal Ackermann's Jean Dielman, 23 Kaidu Commerce, 1080 Bruxelles. And from Nobuo Nakakawa, Jigoku. From Francois Truffaut, Jules and Jim. And wonderful film from Ken Loach, Kes, which also features Kathy Come Home. From Stanley Kubrick, The Killing, and this also features Killer's Kiss. Masaki Kobayashi's Kwaidan. Alfred Hitchcock's The Lady Vanishes. And Bernardo Bertolucci's The Last Emperor. Martin Scorsese's The Last Temptation of Christ. And Richard Chamberlain and Peter Weir's The Last Wave. From Yasujiro Ozu, Late Spring. Wes Anderson's The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. And from Powell and Pressburger, The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp. Not one, but two versions here of Fritz Lang's M. And from Douglas Sirk, Magnificent Obsession. Probably my favourite Bresson movie, A Man Escaped. And from Noah Baumbach, Marriage Story. Powell and Pressburger's A Matter of Life and Death. And the Monsters and Madmen collection, which features Corridors of Blood, The Haunted Strangler, The Atomic Submarine, and First Man in Space. Henry Fonda and John Ford's My Darling Clementine. And from Gus Van Sant, this is Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix in My Own Private Idaho. From Jules Dassin, The Naked City. And love this one from Kenito Shindo, The Naked Island. From Samuel Fuller, The Naked Kiss. And Roy Ward Baker's classic A Night to Remember. From Charles Lawton, The Night of the Hunter with Robert Mitchum. And directed by Cornell Wilde and starring him as well, The Naked Prey. Jules Dassin's Night and the City with Richard Widmark. And James Mason in Carol Reed's Odd Man Out. Robert Bresson's Pickpocket. And Richard Widmark in Samuel Fuller's Pick Up on South Street. Alain Delon and Romy Schneider in La Piscine, directed by Jacques Deray. And Jacques Tati's Playtime. From Celine Sciamma, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. And from Frank Rodham, Quadrophenia. Akira Kurosawa's Rashomon. And from Lynn Ramsey, Ratcatcher. Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca. And from Albert Lamorisse, Le Ballon Rouge, The Red Balloon. Akira Kurosawa's Red Beard. And Antonioni's Red Desert. Powell and Pressburger's The Red Shoes. And Laurence Olivier's Richard III. From Jules Dassin, Rififi. And yes, it was in the Criterion collection, Paul Verhoeven's Robocop. As was Michael Bay's The Rock. Roman Polanski's Rosemary's Baby. And Wes Anderson's The Royal Tenenbaums. From Jean Renoir, The Rules of the Game. From Pier Paolo Pasolini, this is Salo, or The 120 Days of Sodom. Alain Delon and Jean-Pierre Melville's Le Samurai. Akira Kurosawa's Sanjuro. And Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. From Robert Altman, Shortcuts. And Andrei Tarkovsky's Solaris. From Jonathan Demme, Something Wild. And from Jim Jarmusch, Stranger Than Paradise. Dustin Hoffman in Sam Peckinpah's Straw Dogs. And from director David Lean, Katharine Hepburn in Summertime. From director Serge Bourguignon, this is Sundays and Cybele. And from Kihachi Okamoto, this is The Sword of Doom with Tatsuya Nikadai and Toshiro Mifune. From Luis Buñuel, That Obscure Object of Desire. And Terence Malick's The Thin Red Line. Orson Welles in The Third Man, directed by Carol Reed. And Robert Altman's Three Women. Terry Gilliam's Time Bandits. And Volker Schlondorf's The Tin Drum. Seijun Suzuki's Tokyo Drifter. And Jacques Tati's Traffic. Steven Soderbergh's Traffic. From Ronald Neame, this is Alec Guinness in Tunes of Glory. And Sidney Lumet's 12 Angry Men. Kenji Mizoguchi's Ugetsu. Rex Harrison and Linda Darnell in Unfaithfully Yours, directed by Preston Sturgis. And from Carl Theodor Dreyer, Vampire. From George Sluizer, The Vanishing. And David Cronenberg's Videodrome. From Nicholas Roeg, Walkabout, starring Jenny Agutter. And from Douglas Sirk, Written on the Wind. Akira Kurosawa's Yojimbo. And then on to some box sets, and we've got this John Cassavetes 5 films, which includes Shadows, Faces, A Woman Under the Influence, The Killing of a Chinese Bookie, and Opening Night. 4 from Agnes Varda, which include La Pointe Courte, Cleo from 5 to 7, Le Bonheur, and Vagabond with Sandrine Bonnaire. Late Ozu Eclipse set, and this one includes The End of Summer, Late Autumn, Tokyo Twilight, Equinox Flower, and Early Spring. Masaki Kobayashi's Eclipse set, and this one includes The Inheritance, Black River, I Will Buy You, and The Thick-Walled Room. Some Janus Films Essential Art House titles now. We've got Lord of the Flies, and Essential Art House Volume 4, which includes Gervais, Mailing, directed by Anatole Litvak, The Tales of Hoffmann from Powell and Pressburger, Throne of Blood from Akira Kurosawa, Le Jour se lève, directed by Marcel Carné, and Alfred Hitchcock's The 39 Steps. 3 from Rainer Werner Fassbinder, which include Veronica Voss, Lola, The Marriage of Maria Braun, and an extra disc of supplemental material. Okay, and that is it, except not Criterion, but there were just 3 box sets that I forgot to show you in the earlier videos, and these are the BFI sets from the GPO film unit. So I have Addressing the Nation, Land of Promise, We Live in Two Worlds, and If War Should Come. Ta-da! Okay, I have now shown you all of my DVD collection. There's probably some stragglers, and in fact, the whole time I've been showing you the DVD collection over the last couple of weeks, I've been buying more DVDs, so I will have to do another video just to show you all the movies that I've picked up over the last sort of month, I guess. Quite a few, actually. So Blu-rays, I might do a Blu-ray collection video at a later date, but I am going to take a pause from that. Coming up next, still on the DVD front, I will show you TV box sets. So yeah, no more movies, but the TV side of things, hopefully that will be of interest. And then I will be doing, obviously, other videos where I'll just be talking generally about movies. So hopefully you'll stay tuned for some of those. Okay, thanks very much for joining me on this. Let me know your comments. Like I say, I whizzed through the Criterion stuff really because loads of people have Criterion collection videos, so I don't think I need to spend too much time on those. But yeah, let me know any comments that you have, and I look forward to seeing you again. All the best to you. Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.